Hello, David Breslow back here with you again. In today's golf tip training video, I want to talk to you about avoiding the train wreck. You know, I talk to a lot of golfers across the world, and almost everyone has told me a story at some point of where the train wreck starts to occur. And usually when I'm talking about the train wreck, what I really mean is you get into a situation where you may have been playing pretty well for a little while, and all of a sudden 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 holes go by, and you're playing horribly, and you don't really know what happened. And that's what I'm calling the train wreck. So you have a string of holes where you're bogeying, double bogeying, you're just missing the green, you're just off of where you were prior to that. That's the train wreck. And it seems like it's happened to almost every golfer I know. I know it's happened to me many times when I first started playing. But here's what I want to say to you. Here's today's tip about the train wreck. Number 1. A train wreck can only continue to occur with your permission. I know that sounds funny, but golfers will call me all the time and say, hey, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 holes around, I have the same kind of problem and I don't know how to stop it. Well, the reality is you can stop it. Anything that lasts longer than 2 holes is now gone beyond your conscious control. So I have the 2-hole rule. That's the tip for today. Don't let anything happen beyond 2 holes. That's all you're going to give yourself. That's all you're going to allow to happen. At the end of that 2 holes, if you're still not playing well, you need to step back, you need to rethink, you need to re-clarify, and what I suggest to golfers is just focus on rhythm and feel. Because chances are during those 2-hole skids or those 2, 3, 4-hole skids, your mind starts going way out of whack, focusing on all sorts of things that it shouldn't be focusing on, causing you one problem after another, and the momentum just builds. That's why I call it a train wreck. Because one car is hitting another car, hitting another car, hitting another car, and that's just going to ruin a round of golf, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So, to avoid the train wreck, invoke the 2-hole rule. Now, I was a tennis player when I was a teenager in my junior years. Played a lot of competitive tennis, and I invoked the 2-shot rule for myself when it came to serving. I would not allow 2 double faults to happen, nothing more than 2. That was it. If I double faulted twice in a row, that's when I stepped back, I slowed down, I started to focus on rhythm and feel of the serve, and the moment I did that, I got everything back, that rhythm that works for me, and you know the rhythm that works for you. That's why I'm asking you to focus on rhythm. Forget results at that moment, forget outcomes, forget everything else. Just focus on rhythm and watch what's going to happen to your game. Because once you start focusing on rhythm, you start to get that feel back, and all of a sudden the shots start to show up again. And you put an end to that train wreck. The train wreck is now behind you, or it should be. So, today's big tip is the rule of 2s. Do not allow more than 2 holes to go by before you consciously choose to step back, slow down, and focus only on rhythm for the next 2 or 3 shots. And watch what happens to your game. Dave Breslow, glad to be with you again. And as always, please leave some notes underneath. Would love to get involved with a cyber chat with you. And when you have a moment, come on over to mentalgolfcoaching.com and take a look at what we have over there for you. So great talking with you again. Take care.